Hello friends, this is Roxanne, and today, I'm going to recap the 2023 comedy romance anime called Don't Toy With Me Miss Nagatoro, Season 2, Episode 2, and Episode 3. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. On a sunny afternoon, Nagatoro was munching on some snacks at the art club. Senpai, noticing her snacking, asked her how the snacks tasted. Without hesitation, Nagatoro grabbed one of the snacks and shot it directly into Senpai's mouth using a small blowgun. The following day, the president of the art club unexpectedly visited the club room and noticed that the boy seemed to be having trouble getting into the right mindset to create a good painting. She suggested that he might be feeling burnt out due to the recent end of the cultural festival. As a solution, she handed him 2 tickets to the zoo and encouraged him to use the outdoor setting to sketch and refresh his body and soul. The president also instructed him to invite the girl known as the cat girl to join him, since she had been frequenting the club and should at least contribute by drawing something. As the president left the room, Nagatoro, who had been listening outside the door, overheard her final instructions to the boy to do the thing. Curious and excited, Nagatoro entered the room and saw the zoo tickets in the boy's hand. She pretended to be indifferent and sat on the couch, but secretly searched for advice on how to make the most of a zoo date. Initially nervous about inviting the girl and going to the zoo together, the boy remained quiet. However, he remembered Nagatoro's words from the summer festival and mustered up the courage to ask her if she liked animals. She happily replied that she loved them. The boy then asked her if she liked to draw, and she said that she only ever did it in class. He considered offering to teach her, but dismissed the idea as sounding too boring. However, Nagatoro surprised him by admitting that she was not good at drawing and would like for him to teach her. Finally, he managed to ask her if she wanted to go to the zoo with him the following Sunday. Despite her usual teasing, she accepted and smiled happily. On Sunday, Nagatoro met the boy at the zoo dressed up for the occasion. She excitedly told him that she hadn't been to the zoo since primary school. After he gave her a sketchbook, she realized that she had misunderstood the president's instructions and that she had intended for him to sketch instead of do the thing. Feeling a little disappointed and embarrassed, Nagatoro kicked the boy in the leg as a reaction. Nagatoro's focus was captured by the red panda, Kujiro-kun, and as she tried to get Senpai's attention, she realized that he was too engrossed in his sketches to enjoy their outing together. Senpai apologized for not paying attention to her and offered to walk around instead. But Nagatoro insisted that she was fine with the situation and asked him to take her hand and teach her everything about drawing. Despite feeling embarrassed, Senpai agreed and showed Nagatoro how to sketch the general outline of a subject. They spent the afternoon drawing various animals and Nagatoro couldn't help but notice how much more skilled Senpai was at drawing. She asked him for tips and he simply replied that one must have an interest or love for what they are drawing. As they relaxed at a nearby bar, Nagatoro couldn't help but feel self-conscious about her own sketches, but Senpai reassured her that they were good for a beginner. Later, as Nagatoro was in the restroom, Senpai was approached by a schoolmate and his girlfriend, who mocked him for drawing at the zoo. Senpai remained silent until they criticized Nagatoro's drawings, which prompted him to lash out and defend her hard work. As Nagatoro returned to the scene, she firmly reprimanded her classmates for their negative comments on her artwork and their bullying of Senpai. The classmates quickly apologized and left the area. Senpai expressed his gratitude to Nagatoro for standing up for him, to which she playfully teased him for needing to be rescued. However, it was clear to those around them that Nagatoro had seen the passion and determination in Senpai's defense of her, leaving her deeply impressed. With the day coming to a close, Senpai suggested to Nagatoro that they draw her favorite animal as their final sketch of the day. Nagatoro selected the cage containing the sloth as her favorite animal to draw. As they began sketching, she positioned herself behind Senpai. Once they finished the drawing, Nagatoro revealed that she had actually been sketching Senpai, describing him as a 5-toed sloth who was weak and at risk of extinction, with a weak presence that was hard to notice. Although Senpai was initially annoyed that Nagatoro had used the opportunity to tease him again, he couldn't deny that the sketch was well done and realistic. As he stared at it, he couldn't help but remember the importance of having a genuine interest or love for the subject being drawn. He blushed at the thought, but didn't share this with Nagatoro, who noticed his silence and started teasing him again. After taking a nap in the art classroom, Nagatoro received a text from Sakura and went to meet her friends for a girls' chat. However, as she left the room, she accidentally left her smartphone behind, prompting Senpai to go searching for her to return it. As he arrived at the first year's floor, Senpai realized he did not know what section Nagatoro was in. Luckily, a girl helped him by asking who he was looking for, and, as he could not remember her last name, he asked for her first name. Embarrassed, Senpai admitted to himself that he did not know, but then, he remembered that her friends called her Hayachi, causing the girl to realize who she was and telling him to look for her in Section C. As he made his way to Section C, Senpai stumbled upon his classmates Gaimo-chan and Yoshi, who were on their way to grab lunch. Not wanting to be seen, he quickly ducked into a nearby closet in the C section. Just as he hid, he overheard Nagatoro and her friends, Sakura and 2 other classmates, discussing one of their friends' recent relationship with someone on the baseball team. The conversation then shifted to their preferences in men, and when asked, Nagatoro stated that she enjoys spending time with someone who is fun to be around. Listening in, Senpai reflected on all the fun times he had shared with Nagatoro and was left speechless. Suddenly, Nagatoro realized she had left her phone behind, and Sakura suggested that she may have left it in the art club room. This led to her classmates asking if she had been spending so much time in the club room because of a boy. Both Senpai and Nagatoro blushed at the suggestion, and Senpai, in his panic, made a noise that caught Nagatoro's attention and revealed his hiding spot. When Nagatoro opened the closet, she discovered Senpai inside. Initially, she appeared visibly upset with him, but she quickly came up with an excuse to distract Sakura and her classmates, pulling Senpai out of the classroom. Although she playfully teased him for hiding in the closet, she gratefully thanked him for returning her smartphone. She then asked if he had overheard her conversation with her friends. Embarrassed, Senpai admitted he had not been paying attention and quickly left, leaving Nagatoro blushing. Senpai prepared for the upcoming school-wide marathon by running at night, determined not to disappoint Nagatoro during the race. However, during his training, he accidentally twisted his ankle slightly. The next day, while running, he was approached by Nagatoro, Gaimo-chan, Yoshi and Sakura, who proposed a race. He tried to decline, stating that he preferred to run at his own pace, but the group convinced him to join in, saying it could be like the fable of the tortoise and the hare, and that they wouldn't underestimate him. They then spotted the president, who had overtaken them all, dressed in a bunny suit, as cosplaying was allowed during the marathon. The girls were motivated to beat the hare, and, after Senpai wished them good luck as the president was a top athlete in her class, Nagatoro reminded him that it was the tortoise who was supposed to beat the hare, meaning he was the one who needed to race her. Despite his initial skepticism, the girls rallied around him, forming a line to push him forward and increase his speed. However, after reaching a crosswalk, Nagatoro and Senpai became separated from the group due to a traffic light. With determination in her voice, Nagatoro offered to support Senpai as they continued running the marathon. She noticed the effort he had put into training for the race and couldn't help but tease him about his running style. However, her teasing was cut short when Senpai revealed that he had sprained his ankle the previous day during a solo training session. Nagatoro immediately offered to help him, taking him under her arm and promising to get them both to the finish line at their school. After Senpai sprained his ankle, Nagatoro offered him her shoulder to help him finish the school marathon. She joked that they were like soldiers in a war movie, with one being wounded and the other refusing to leave them behind. Senpai, despite being in pain, was touched by Nagatoro's kind nature, noting that she was a mystery to him. However, as they continued running, Nagatoro realized that Senpai was in too much pain and suggested he ride on her back. Embarrassed, Senpai initially refused, but Nagatoro insisted, saying she was strong enough to carry him. As they continued, Senpai noticed that Nagatoro was struggling and asked her to stop, not wanting her to get hurt. But just as they were about to give up, Gaimo-chan, Yoshi, and Sakura caught up with them and offered to help carry Senpai in a human cart formation. With the help of their friends, they managed to reach the president, who was ahead of them in the race. Gaimo-chan even used Yoshi's superhuman speed as a windbreak to increase their speed, and they managed to beat the president, but they got disqualified by the teachers for their unorthodox formation. 2 days after he eavesdropped on Nagatoro's speech to her friends, Senpai became worried of having offended her because she stopped to came to the club room and hadn't texted him either. The boy went asking Yoshi and Gaimo-chan about it, prompting the latter to reveal him that she simply got a cold but had recovered pretty quickly and would return to school the following day. Then Gaimo-chan asked Senpai if he knew where Nagatoro lived, and when he replied affirmatively, asked him to visit her and bring her some printout in her place. In the afternoon, Senpai went to Nagatoro's house and was approached by a young woman who, after mistaking him for a thief, introduced herself as Nagatoro's sister. And this brings the anime to an end. Comment for part 4. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on another video. Until next time, take care.